It's the early 18th century, and a powerful kingdom called Prussia is expanding its territory in what is now northeastern Europe. The kingdom's leader, Frederick the Great, is determined to make his mark on history, and he sees an opportunity to do just that by taking control of a small but strategically important region known as Königsberg. Over the years, Königsberg has grown into a thriving center of commerce and culture, with its stunning architecture and rich history attracting visitors from all over the world. But as the 20th century unfolds, the region is plunged into chaos and violence as two devastating world wars ravage Europe. As the Second World War comes to a close, the Soviet Union claims control over Königsberg and renames it Kaliningrad. The city and surrounding region became part of the Soviet Republic, with the former German residents either fleeing or being forced out. Today, Kaliningrad remains a fascinating but often overlooked part of the world, with a complicated history that reflects the wider geopolitical struggles of the 20th century. Kaliningrad, formerly known as Königsberg, has a rich and complex history that spans centuries. The region, located in northeastern Europe, was once part of the Kingdom of Prussia, a powerful and influential state that shaped the political and cultural landscape of the region for many years. In the early 18th century, Prussian King Frederick the Great seized control of Königsberg, recognizing the region's strategic importance as a hub for trade and commerce. Over the years, Königsberg grew into a bustling city with stunning architecture and a thriving cultural scene, attracting artists, writers, and intellectuals from all over Europe. But the region's peaceful existence was shattered by the outbreak of two devastating world wars in the 20th century. Königsberg became a key battleground in both conflicts, with its buildings and infrastructure destroyed and its citizens suffering unimaginable losses. At the end of World War II, the Soviet Union claimed control of Königsberg and renamed it Kaliningrad, annexing the region and making it part of the Soviet Republic. The former German residents were either forced to flee or were expelled from the region, with many of them never returning. In the decades that followed, Kaliningrad experienced a turbulent and often challenging existence as part of the Soviet Union. The region's strategic location made it a valuable asset to the Soviet military, with the city and surrounding areas becoming home to a major naval base and other military installations. Despite the challenges, Kaliningrad remained a vital center of culture and intellectual life, with artists, writers, and thinkers continuing to push the boundaries of what was possible in the region. The strategic importance of Kaliningrad cannot be overstated. Situated between Poland and Lithuania, the region is home to a major naval base that serves as the headquarters of Russia's Baltic Fleet. This base is crucial for Russia's military operations in the Baltic Sea and beyond, giving the country a foothold in a region that has historically been contested by many powers. But Kaliningrad's significance goes beyond its military value. The region also serves as a kind of buffer zone between Russia and NATO countries, since it is not connected to the rest of Russia. This means that any conflict in the region would be contained to a relatively small area, minimizing the potential for a wider conflict. Furthermore, Kaliningrad is strategically located near major transportation routes, making it an important hub for trade and commerce. The region's ports are crucial for Russia's access to the Baltic Sea, providing a direct link to major European markets and transportation networks. All of these factors make Kaliningrad a valuable asset for Russia and help to explain why the country has maintained control of the region since the end of World War II. Despite the challenges of maintaining a military presence in the region, the Russian government has continued to invest in Kaliningrad's infrastructure and economic development, recognizing the region's importance to the country's long-term strategic goals. Of course, the Russian presence in Kaliningrad has not been without controversy. Neighboring countries like Poland and Lithuania have raised concerns about the region's military capabilities and its potential to disrupt the fragile balance of power in the region. Despite these challenges, the Russian government has continued to assert its control over Kaliningrad, seeing the region as an essential part of the country's strategic interests. The tensions between Russia and its neighboring countries like Poland and Lithuania have long been a source of concern for the international community. These countries have complex and often troubled relations with Russia, and there have been many disputes over issues like airspace violations and military exercises in the region. For example, there have been numerous instances of Russian military aircraft flying too close to the borders of these neighboring countries, causing concern and alarm among local officials and residents. This has led to increased tensions and a general sense of unease in the region, with many fearing that any misstep could lead to a wider conflict. Similarly, there have been disagreements over military exercises in the region, with Russia insisting that these exercises are necessary for the country's national security, while neighboring countries see them as provocative and destabilizing. These disputes have often led to heated exchanges between officials and diplomats, with little progress being made toward resolving the underlying issues. The situation in Kaliningrad has only added to these tensions, with neighboring countries like Poland and Lithuania feeling increasingly threatened by the Russian military presence in the region. They have accused Russia of using Kaliningrad as a staging ground for military operations and have expressed concern about the region's ability to disrupt the balance of power in the region. These tensions have been further exacerbated by events like the conflict in Ukraine, which have brought Russia's relationship with its neighbors into sharp relief. Many in the international community have called for greater dialogue and cooperation between Russia and its neighbors, but progress has been slow, and tensions continue to simmer beneath the surface. For now, the destiny of Kaliningrad remains uncertain. But one thing is clear, that the story of this small but significant region will continue to be a fascinating and important one, with lessons and insights to offer for generations to come.